All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Abhishek Mukhopadhyay and with me is Anuja Kumar. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says shortcut politics based on populist measures can destroy a nation. Uddhav Thackeray declares Shiv Sena's support to NDA candidate Draupadi Murmu in presidential poll. Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde says all 50 MLAs supporting him will vote for Draupadi Murmu. Industrial Production Index jumps to 19.6% in May this year. Retail inflation eases to 7.01% in June. Northeastern region registers more than 85% growth in exports of agricultural products in the last 6 years. Manipur government closes all schools in the state till the 24th of this month due to rising cases of COVID-19. Sri Lankan President Gotabaya Rajapaksa flees the country amid protests, lands in Maldivian capital Male. Twitter sues Elon Musk for breaching $44 billion contract he signed to buy the tech firm. And in cricket, India thrashed England by 10 wickets in the first ODI of the 3-match series in London. As the nation celebrates the 75th year of independence, a series of events have been organized by the government as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. To commemorate the occasion as a Jan Utsav, All India Radio News brings its listeners a special quiz on India's freedom movement and its glorious history. Recalling yesterday's question, who founded the Dawn Society that encouraged the education in vernacular languages? The correct answer is Satish Chandra Mukherjee. EIR News got an overwhelming response from its listeners across the world, and the one lucky winner of the quiz is Vijay Vishnu R. from Charumudu in Alapura district in Kerala.
I am Vijay Vishnu R. from Alapura district, Kerala. I have been following All India Radio regularly for the daily news updates. It helps us to know about various national and international issues which are useful for various competitive exam preparations. Also, the Azadi Ka Amrit Safar program provides information about many unsung heroes during the freedom struggle. I am glad that I have won the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav quiz in English. I thank All India Radio for selecting me as a winner.
The next question of the Amrit Mahotsav quiz will be shared with the listeners on Monday, 18th July. Celebrate 75 years of India's independence by participating in Amrit Mahotsav quiz with EIR News. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that shortcut politics based on populist measures can destroy a nation. Addressing a rally in Tioghar, he said, "We have to take India to newer heights as it approaches 100 years of independence by hard labor alone."
आज मैं आप सभी को एक बात से भी सतर्क करना चाहता हूं। आज हमारे देश के सामने एक और ऐसी चुनौती आ खड़ी हुई है जिसे हर देशवासी को जानना और समझना है। ये चुनौती है शॉर्टकट की राजनीति। बहुत आसान होता है लोग लुभावन वायदे करके शॉर्टकट अपनाकर लोगों से वोट बटोर लेना। शॉर्टकट अपनाने वालों को ना मेहनत करनी पड़ती है और ना ही उन्हें दूरगामी परिणामों के बारे में सोचना पड़ता है। लेकिन ये बहुत बड़ी सच्चाई है कि जिस देश की राजनीति शॉर्टकट पर आधारित हो जाती है उसका एक ना एक दिन शॉर्ट सर्किट भी हो ही जाता है। शॉर्टकट की राजनीति देश को तबाह कर देती है। भारत में हमें ऐसी शॉर्टकट अपनाने वाली राजनीति से दूर रहना है।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated and laid the foundation stone of various developmental projects worth more than 16,800 crore rupees in Jharkhand yesterday. Later in the day, Mr. Modi attended the closing ceremony of the centenary celebrations of the Bihar Legislative Assembly. Addressing the ceremony, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has exhorted people's representatives to unite for national interest. Mr. Modi said legislators should adopt a positive attitude towards issues related to common people.
21वीं सदी में दुनिया तेजी से बदल रही है। नई जरूरतों के हिसाब से भारत के लोगों की, हमारे युवाओं की आशाएं अपेक्षाएं भी बढ़ रही। हमारी लोकतांत्रिक व्यवस्थाओं को इसके हिसाब से तेज गति से कार्य करना पड़ेगा। आज जब हम आजादी के 75वें साल में एक नए भारत के संकल्प के साथ आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, तो इन संकल्पों को आगे बढ़ाने की जिम्मेदारी हमारी संसद और विधानसभाओं पर भी है। इसके लिए हमें ईमानदारी और निष्ठा से देश के सांसद के रूप में, राज्य के विधायक के रूप में हमारी ये भी जिम्मेदारी है कि हम लोकतंत्र के सामने चुनौती को मिलकर हराएं। पक्ष विपक्ष के भेद से ऊपर उठकर देश के लिए, देश हित के लिए हमारी आवाज एकजुट होनी चाहिए।
Adding that the concept of democracy in India is as ancient as this nation is as ancient as a culture, the Prime Minister elaborated, India considers democracy as a means of equality and India believes in the idea of coexistence and harmony. The Prime Minister reiterated that mother of democracy in the world is India and the glorious heritage of Bihar and the historical documents present in Pali are living proof of it. On the occasion, the Prime Minister inaugurated Shatabdi Stamb, which has been built to commemorate 100 years of the Bihar Vidhan Sabha. He also laid the foundation stone of the Vidhan Sabha Museum. Different galleries in the museum will demonstrate the history of democracy in Bihar and the evolution of the current civic structure.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will participate in the first I2U2 India, Israel, UAE, USA Leaders Virtual Summit tomorrow, along with Prime Minister of Israel, Yair Lapid, President of the UAE, Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, and President of the USA, Joe Biden. The leaders will discuss the possible joint projects within the framework of I2U2 as well as the other common areas of mutual interest to strengthen the economic partnership in trade and investment in the respective regions and beyond. These projects can serve as a model for economic cooperation and offer opportunities for the business persons and workers. The I2U2 grouping was conceptualized during the meeting of foreign ministers of the four countries held on 18th October last year. Shiv Sena President Uddhav Thackeray has announced that his party will support NDA candidate Draupadi Murmu for the presidential polls. Addressing a press conference in Mumbai last evening, Mr. Thackeray said that he has taken this decision after due deliberations with party workers and elected representatives. He said leaders like Nirmala Gavit, Amashya Padavi and members of Eklavya Adivasi Vikas Sanstha requested him to support Ms. Murmu. He said there can be no politics when it comes to presidential polls, adding that the decision was taken to respect the wishes of the tribal community leaders and his party's elected members.
Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde has announced that all the 50 MLAs supporting him will vote in favor of NDA candidate Draupadi Murmu for the presidential polls. This includes 40 MLAs from Shiv Sena and 10 independents. Speaking to media persons in Mumbai, Mr. Shinde said the BJP has nominated a tribal woman and the decision will help the tribal communities to become a part of mainstream culture. It is learned that Mr. Deepak Kesarkar will represent the Shinde faction while Mr. Ashish Shelar will represent the BJP faction in the NDA meeting in Delhi. Meanwhile, talking about the flood situation in Maharashtra, Chief Minister Eknath Shinde said he is in touch with district authorities who are maintaining a high degree of alertness and trying to ensure that there is no loss of life. He also announced a compensation of 5 lakh rupees for those who have died due to lightning. Home Minister Amit Shah has said that India is among the fastest growing economies in the world. He was speaking at the 6th National Conclave on Mines and Minerals in New Delhi yesterday. Mr. Shah said after COVID, many countries are facing recession. He said India is also facing the heat of recession and inflation, but compared to the world, India is safe due to the policies made by the government under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He said India has controlled inflation compared to the world. Mr. Shah said government has taken a slew of measures to bring policy reforms in the mining sector, which resulted in the higher production of minerals in the country. He stressed on the balanced utilization of mines and minerals. He said the government has brought transparency in the auctioning of mines, which ended corruption.
Retail inflation based on the Consumer Price Index CPI eased to 7.01% in June this year compared to 7.04% in preceding months. Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation said inflation eased marginally, mainly due to easing prices in food and beverages section. In June 2022, inflation in the food basket came at 7.56% compared to 7.84% in the May this year. The inflation figure in vegetables eased to 17.37% during the reported month from 18.26% in May 2022. The Index of Industrial Production IIP jumped 19.6% in May this year as against 7.1% in the preceding month. According to the data released by the National Statistical Office, the manufacturing sector's output grew 20.6% in May this year, while the mining output climbed 10.9% and electricity sector surged 23.5%. The IIP had grown by 27.6% in May last year, mainly due to the low base effect. Industrial production has been hit due to the COVID-19 pandemic since March 2020, when it had contracted 18.7%.
The Northeastern region have witnessed more than 85% growth in the export of agricultural products in the last 6 years. Commerce and Industry Ministry said the export has reached to over $17 million in 2021-22 from $2.52 million in 2016-17. The major destination of export has been Bangladesh, Bhutan, the Middle East, the UK and Europe. The ministry said there has been a significant increase in the export of agricultural produce from northeastern states like Assam, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura, Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim and Meghalaya. In the last 3 years, Agricultural and Processed Food Products Development Authority, APEDA, has organized 136 capacity building programs on export awareness across the different parts of Northeastern region. Manipur government has closed all schools in the state till the 24th of this month in the wake of increasing COVID-19 cases. An order issued by the State Education Department said the state has been witnessing an increase in COVID-19 positive cases and the test positivity ratio has crossed 15% now. On the other hand, children below 12 years of age are yet to be vaccinated and their vulnerability to get infected by COVID-19 is possible. Meanwhile, 59 people have been tested positive for COVID-19 in the last 24 hours in Manipur.
World Health Organization has warned that the COVID-19 remains a public health emergency of international concern. WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said fresh waves of COVID-19 cases show that the pandemic is nowhere near over. He said cases of COVID continue to rise, putting further pressure on the stretched health systems and health workers, and deaths are unacceptably high. WHO chief urged governments to regularly review and adjust their COVID response plans based on the current epidemiology and also the potential for new variants to appear. The Emergency Committee on COVID-19 met on Friday and concluded that the virus remains a public health emergency of international concern. You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says shortcut politics based on populist measures can destroy a nation. Uddhav Thackeray declares Shiv Sena's support to NDA candidate Draupadi Murmu in presidential poll. Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde says all 50 MLAs supporting him will vote for Draupadi Murmu. Industrial Production Index jumps to 19.6% in May this year. Retail inflation eases to 7.01% in June. Northeastern region registers more than 85% growth in exports of agricultural products in last 6 years. Manipur government closes all schools in the state till 24th of this month due to rising cases of COVID-19. Sri Lankan President Gotabaya Rajapaksa flees the country amid protests, lands in Maldivian capital Male. Twitter sues Elon Musk for breaching $44 billion contract he signed to buy the tech firm. And in cricket, India thrashed England by 10 wickets in first ODI of 3-match series in London. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
क्या आप वरिष्ठ नागरिक हैं? क्या आपके मन में सेहत, आर्थिक, सामाजिक या भावनात्मक मुद्दों से जुड़ा कोई सवाल है? आकाशवाणी आपके लिए लेकर आया है कार्यक्रम एक कदम और बुजुर्गों के लिए। हर रविवार रात 9:30 बजे FM गोल्ड पर। आप अपने सवाल हमें व्हाट्सएप नंबर 9289094044 पर भेज सकते हैं या इस पते पर ईमेल कर सकते हैं elderlycare.airnews@gmail.com।
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग।
आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता।
बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर
8700014242।
Welcome back. You're listening to the morning news. The Union Government has called an all-party meeting ahead of the monsoon session of Parliament on the 17th of this month. The meeting has been called by the Union Parliamentary Affairs Minister Prahlad Joshi. The monsoon session of Parliament will begin on the 18th of this month and will continue till the 12th of August. This monsoon session is important given the fact that the presidential election and the vice presidential election will be held during this session. The presidential election will be held on the 18th of this month and the vice presidential election will be held on the 6th of next month. In Madhya Pradesh, voting is underway for the second phase of urban body elections. Polling, which began at 7 this morning, will end at 5 p.m. More from a correspondent.
In Madhya Pradesh, 6,829 polling stations have been set up in the second phase of polling. Out of these, 1,627 polling stations are sensitive. Around 34,000 officers and employees have been put up on duty for the polling, while around 17,000 police personnel are handling the responsibility of security. In the second phase, a total of 44 mayor candidates are in the fray in 5 municipal corporations. At the same time, 15,312 candidates are contesting for 3,657 posts of councillors in the 214 civic bodies. The first phase of polling was held on July 6. The counting of votes for both the phases will be held on July 17 and 20 respectively. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
The central government will soon launch a nationwide campaign, Har Ghar Tiranga, to inspire countrymen to hoist the national flag at their homes to mark the 75th Independence Day. The initiative has been taken under the aegis of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, for which the Ministry of Culture is the nodal ministry. The Indian national flag is a symbol of national pride for the entire nation, and to further honour the national flag, Union Home Minister Amit Shah, who oversees all efforts under Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, has approved the program of Har Ghar Tiranga. And now let's listen to our special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News, Birth of a Nation.
India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
Akhilo brahmando poti pranami charone tabo prema bhakti bhare sharon lage.
13th July is the day when in 1905 Krishna Kumar Mitra openly called for the first boycott of foreign goods through his journal Sanjeevani. Krishna Kumar was a freedom fighter and a leader of Brahmo Samaj. Revolutionary freedom fighter Aurobindo Ghosh was his nephew. Krishna Kumar Mitra, through his paper Sanjeevani, played a major role in the spread of the Swadeshi movement.
To death on the 13th of July 1927. Born in a wealthy and educated family in 1900 at Shahjahanpur, Uttar Pradesh, Ashfaqullah was involved in nationalist activities from his school days. When Gandhiji launched the non-cooperation movement, he gave up his studies and joined the non-cooperation.
Revolutionary movement and became a member of the Hindustan Republican Association.
Ashfaqullah was one among the leading figures who executed the plan of the Kakori train robbery on the 9th of August 1925. He went underground after the incident, absconded for some time and planned to go to Russia via Afghanistan. But, betrayed by a friend, he was caught in December 1925 by the police. He was tried in the Sessions Court at Lucknow and sentenced to death on the 13th of July 1927. Ashfaqullah was hanged in Faizabad jail on the 19th of December 1927 when he was only 27 years old. We salute the brave man.
On the 13th of July 1929, Jatindranath Das began a hunger strike. Jatindranath Das, as a young man, was very committed to the national cause of freedom from British rule. At the age of just 17 years, he was an enthusiastic participant of the non-cooperation movement. He later joined the revolutionary organization Anushilan Samiti and then teamed up with Bhagat Singh and his comrades in the Hindustan Republican Socialist Association.
On the 14th of June 1929, he was arrested for revolutionary activities and was imprisoned in Lahore jail to be tried under the supplementary Lahore conspiracy case. In the Lahore jail, Jatin Das, along with other prisoners, started a hunger strike demanding jail reforms and rights of privilege. This hunger strike started on the 13th of July 1929 and lasted 63 days. The jail authority took many measures to feed Jatin, including attempts to feed forcefully. However, Jatin did not eat and succumbed on the 13th of September without breaking the hunger. Thousands of people rushed to every station to pay their homage to the great martyr.
His body was received at the cremation ground by Subhash Chandra Bose, who described Jatinda as the young Dadhichi of India. AIR salutes the great son of the soil.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
Sri Lanka's President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has left the country, according to a high-ranking security official. Rajapaksa and his wife flew to Malé in the Maldives on an AN-32 troop transport plane from the Sri Lanka Air Force. The embattled Rajapaksa was previously blocked from departing Sri Lanka at least twice on Monday after refusing to join a public immigration queue at the Bandar Naike International Airport. Gotabaya Rajapaksa has been accused of high-level corruption and economic mismanagement, which ultimately bankrupted the country and triggered its worst financial crisis since independence. High Commission of India in Colombo today categorically denied media reports that India facilitated the recent reported travel of Sri Lankan President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and termed them baseless and speculative. In a tweet, the High Commission reiterated that India will continue to support the people of Sri Lanka as they seek to realize their aspirations for prosperity and progress through democratic means and values, established democratic institutions and constitutional framework. Japanese bid their final goodbye to former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe as his funeral was held yesterday at a temple days after his assassination. About 1,000 people, including Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, governing party leaders and foreign officials attended the funeral at the temple. Abe, the country's longest-serving Prime Minister, remained influential even after stepping down 2 years back for health reasons. Abe was shot at close range on Friday while giving a campaign speech in the city of Nara, days ahead of upper house elections that saw his ruling party strengthen its hold on power.
Twitter has sued Elon Musk for violating $44 billion deal to buy the social media platform. In his petition, the company asked a Delaware court in US to order Musk to complete the merger at the agreed $54.20 per Twitter share. The suit urges the court to order the billionaire to complete his deal, arguing that no financial damages could repair the damage he has caused. The petitioner said Twitter has suffered and will continue to suffer irreparable harm as a result of defendants' breaches. Guru Purnima, also known as Vyas Purnima, has been celebrated today. The festival is dedicated to spiritual and academic teachers. On this occasion, people remember and pay their gratitude to gurus who guide and shape their lives with their wisdom and blessings. Lord Buddha had given his first sermon on this occasion after achieving enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has greeted the nation on Guru Purnima. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said, "This is a day of expressing gratitude to all exemplary gurus who have inspired, mentored and taught people so much about life." India thrashed England by 10 wickets in the opening one-day international of the three-match cricket series at Cannington Oval in London last night. Put into bat first, the hosts were bundled out for 110 in 25.2 overs. Skipper Joss Buttler scored the highest 30 runs. For Indian team, Jasprit Bumrah took 6 wickets and Mohammad Shami 3 wickets. In reply, India chased down 111-run target in 18.4 overs without losing any wicket, riding on skipper Rohit Sharma's unbeaten 76 off 58 balls and Shikhar Dhawan's 31 not-out runs.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. Monsoon rain's fury on nation's western coast leads Hindustan Times. Referring to the massive Ashokan emblem on the roof of the new Parliament building, the pioneer writes, opposition parties BJP spar over ferocious lions. RBI policy won't sacrifice growth needs, reports Business Line. Economy on table at Modi-Biden meet, informs the Tribune. Amid murmurs of further split in Sena, Uddhav backs Murmu, leads the Times of India. NASA's new telescope shows star death, dancing galaxies, reports the Asian Age. And finally, Jaipur sculptor creates Ashok stump placed atop new Parliament building. Well, the Statesman writes that 45-year-old Lakshman Vyas from Nohar in Hanumangarh district of Rajasthan has to his name over 300 sculptures items, including statues, various emblems put on pillars and on rooftops of government buildings.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says shortcut politics based on populist measures can destroy a nation. Uddhav Thackeray declares Shiv Sena's support to NDA candidate Draupadi Murmu in presidential poll. Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde says all 50 MLAs supporting him will vote for Draupadi Murmu. Industrial Production Index jumps to 19.6% in May this year. Retail inflation eases to 7.01% in June. Northeastern region registers more than 85% growth in exports of agricultural products in the last 6 years. Manipur government closes all schools in the state till the 24th of this month due to rising cases of COVID-19. Sri Lankan President Gotabaya Rajapaksa flees the country amid protests, lands in Maldivian capital Male. Twitter sues Elon Musk for breaching $44 billion contract he signed to buy the tech firm. And in cricket, India thrashed England by 10 wickets in the first ODI of the 3-match series in London. And for details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.